Carwyn Jones from Danacoil, Llanwrda, previously born and bred in Bryn Haelog, Llansadwrn. The only one that Clive wanted me to say was, I was in the pub here later on. I bought that pub later on in 91. But I'm not sure if it was then or when the previous owner. And we were, I think it was previous owner. And we were down the pub, Roy, myself, and a gang of boys. And we decided to go fishing in the middle of the night. And I'm not sure who the third one was, Roy, myself, and somebody else. And we just walked down and take long down to the Towie there and decided to go in. And Roy was the one that did the work, and we'd be at the bank. And Roy, I was over the top. Roy didn't drink as much. And he said, "Sef am yna ar y pair yn y mellach." Of course, what did I do? I was thinking, I walked straight in and down into the... I was soaked. But other than that, no, Roy would know more than I would about the poaching. The poaching I did, if you want to call it that, was the odd fish up the streams, you know, in the winter. I remember one Sunday night catching 6 in one night and bringing them back to the garage here and having a bollocking off my mother-in-law for bringing them in. I take them back to Swansea with then and give them to the boys in the rugby club. No, you know, we didn't mind you taking one or anything like that, but the biggest problem was the ones coming up from various places in the valleys and taking a lot of fish, you know, and you know, even Roy didn't do that.
No.
Roy only took 1 or 2. And I don't think it affected it as much, though, you know, everybody was annoyed about it, but the fish seemed to be there then, you know, and Faulkner did, in fairness to him, do a good job stopping everybody else, as did Rudge and what was the other one living in Tally there? He's there now. No, they did a good job, but those two were famous, Rudge and Terry Marshall. I don't know where Faulkner is now. Is he alive? Funnily enough, he came to work for me latter years. When I finished overseas, I was supposed to go back to work to Peru. And my father died, and I learned, I was in Peru before because I could speak Spanish. And my father died, so I had to stay at home until to settle my mother. And I took a temporary job with the Nerva Borough Council, taking people off the dole, what they call community program. And Faulkner was one of them. No, the only one that, there was a family living down in the station, Derek Williams and his sister, and their father always wanted to fish for pike. And, you know, I've never had to pike, but apparently he used to fish for pike, and he'd scrape it with a penny then because the skin is so hard before he cut it up. And he always tried to get up. And there was quite a lot of pike up there as well. I don't see many now. Do you see any in the rivers? The only thing I did see one day down on the river bridge here in Llangadog was a lamprey on the back of a salmon coming up river, and apparently it was fairly common then. And they jump off there and the fish is completely knackered afterwards. But that used to happen. Wow. Only once I've seen it. Yeah. There was another famous man living around here. He spent the season half up in Machynlleth and half down here, Paddy the Poacher. Always he landed up, for the last time he landed up in Court was in Llanwrtyd. He was a scourge, you know, Faulkner was always after him. And Paddy was harmless really, but he made his living on it. And the last time he went to court was in Llanwrtyd, not in Llandovery. And the magistrate fined him, I don't know how much it was. Was it £50, £100? And he said, How are you going to pay? I want time to pay, he said. And how much time do you want? Time enough to catch enough fish to pay, he said. And that's true. But Paddy then, I seen Paddy this one Sunday. He was coming back from Llangadeg, and he was standing on top of the bridge in Llangadeg there. And I stopped the car, went up, I knew him well. So what are you doing, Pat? And he was like this, and he was spinning off the top of the bridge, just chucking the salmon, the casting out, and doing it from the top of the bridge. If anybody came then, like, they drop it in, you know. And I seen him doing that, but he was caught quite a lot up in Machynlleth on the Dyfi as well. He was a bugger, he was, but poor bugger died of hypothermia then. There was a farmer the other side, passed away now. If you went down across the railway line, you'll see a lot of pools, ponds, and he was taking a lot of gravel out. What was his name now? And the river Marlais, Dewlais here, when it goes down past the farm, I don't know how many times it's changed. But I would tell you, at one time the fishing I had above the railway bridge, only about 200 or 300 yards above that, it came out there. Now it's down by the rock pools down here. It's changed a lot. I think a lot of it was by this one particular farmer taking gravel out, I think.
And has that had an impact?
You see the old bed down there. There was a lot of talk in those days, wasn't there? And a couple of years after I stayed then with Dinever Borough Council and never got back to Peru, unfortunately. So I carried on doing this job with Dinever Borough Council. I was doing schemes, finding jobs, did a lot in the rugby club in Llandovery, of course, and Brynham and all around. And one day I had a call, and I was asked if I'd get two gangs together, the Llandovery gangs that was, and we used to go, I drive them up, or they drive themselves, but a couple of, and up to right up the top of the forestry above the dam, and a helicopter used to come there, a couple of helicopters, and they would have delivered the lime. That would have been 1987 or 88, and the boys then would help load them onto the helicopters, and they would spray all around the dam. But whether it did any good, I don't know, because isn't there a similar scheme of a different way going to be done now, is there? No, there are two helicopters. There were two supervisors, a gang of 4 each, and they'd be up there all day and doing this liming for about a fortnight. One Sunday, those two houses opposite the garage, the weir, the side of that weir went under our garage, my father-in-law's garage, and across the road into the house opposite, and down before the new road now. And one day we were watching, and they were jumping, and one jumped and went into the weir. So I ran and got the crowbar, jumped the wall, chased him down, closed the grid, and about 2 or 3 minutes later out he came in and I banged him on the head, and it was very nice. Oh yeah, a lot did struggle, but they mainly got up. How they are nowadays, I've been down watching it. Clive should be able to see now, well. But he did tell me a couple of weeks ago, there's a few more trout around here now than has been.